Good morning. Good morning, America. Good morning, America. How are you? Good morning, America. How are you? Let's give people a little while to get on. We're going to have a talk about, are we going to repeat the things that we've had happen in our past? I think there's something really to think about. You know, it was one of the harshest winters of WW2. And as we've all heard, they are, well, maybe we're going to repeat the same thing. It's coffee time with OTWP, and to have a conversation about these types of things. One of the harshest winters. One of the harshest winters. We'll give everybody a minute. It's coffee time. So I was trying to do my 10 a.m. live stream, and it wasn't working out very well because of my schedule change over this week, Thanksgiving week, and next week. And then going into December, it's going to be quite different. Old YouTube. Hello, good morning, good morning. I guess I am live finally. I don't know, YouTube. YouTube is annoying sometimes, the way they do stuff. Good morning, chat. Good morning. Hello, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're going to give people a few minutes. I think the notifications just went out. I hope everybody's having a good morning. Don't be scared to say hello. Smash the thumbs. It always helps the channel. Good morning, Kay. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the chat. We're going to be talking about something a little different this morning. I was reflecting back about them talking about dark winter. Since 2019, they've really been talking about dark winter, that there's going to be a dark winter, and all of a sudden this dark winter came back up in the news and mass media. I don't know if it's to scare people or what, but what I want to talk about is preppers. Are we really ready for a dark winter? So I want to reflect back through history to the Battle of the Bulge. How American soldiers, endured the harshest winter of WW2. Winston Churchill called the Battle of the Bulge the greatest American battle of the war of WW2. It started around December 16th, 1944, and went to January 25th, 1945. It was not only the deadliest battle for the U.S. Army, but it was also a testament to the resilience of American troops. Being prior Navy, I think sometimes we have to reflect back and look at what has happened in our past, and is it going to be repeated? You have to excuse me because I just got a new partial, and my L's and my T's are not coming out right, folks. Hopefully in time I'll get rid of it because I really don't like the way I sound right now. A Bible trumper. I'm not sure. I'm not, if you've been on the channel before or looked at any of my videos, I'm not for the Republican or the Democratic Party. I'm for the American people. But what I want to talk about is the soldiers lost in the battle. Many of the soldiers died due to the harsh conditions of the winter. And it was actually part of Adolf Hitler's plan. According to the Best Defense Foundation, Hitler's plan hinged on exploiting a weakness in the winter operations of the U.S. Army and the element of surprise. Yeah, because we can't believe in any political party. I'll say that. I mean, neither one of them are for the American people. Preppers, I believe, are for the American people. Do I own a GM vehicle, maybe a Cadillac? Why would you ask me a strange question like that? I drive a 1972 Pinto. Baby blue, that is. But that's a funny question. Actually, the element of surprise with the weather conditions, like fog, low clouds, was seen as crucial. And launching the attack in a situation where the Allied aviation really couldn't operate freely. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Do you drive a Cadillac is the question, my friend. Education first. Do you drive a Cadillac? And if you do, what type of Cadillac? A CTS, a DeVille? Come on. But, I want to say that, so this Battle of the Bulge, the attack took place where there was several inches of snow, right? And the temperatures were below freezing. And the American troops were really not prepared in any way to fight or work through a very harsh winter condition. And the Germans actually used that to their advantage. The History Channel goes on to explain, as the battle raged, there was blizzards and there was freezing rain. They couldn't see in front of them. Frost covered most of the soldiers' equipment, and tanks actually had to be chiseled out of ice after they froze to the ground overnight. And there was a lot of soldiers that actually froze to death that were rescued. Right before they died, they were rescued, and thousands of American GIs were eventually treated for trench foot, which if you go to the reboot list, I have a video all about trench foot during WW2 and how it could apply to us. Then severe frostbite, where people were losing their nose, their ears, their fingertips, their toes. But the American troops never gave up. And that's my message to everyone this morning, is no matter what the situation, no matter what you're facing, be it if it's overcoming health issues, financial issues, the economic downturn of the United States, is to never give up. Because even being caught off guard, the most important thing that we can do, and the most important thing they did during the Battle of the Bulge, is they adapted quickly, and they used several survival techniques and defensive strategies to hold their ground and to maintain where they wanted to be. See, Hitler's offense, his last major attack of the war, it actually crumbled against the Allies, making a turning point in WW2. The equipment and the gear is going to fail. And I've talked about this before. You go to a prepping channel and they say, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. You've got to get this. All that gear and all that equipment's going to fail. And the thing is it's more important to have the skills to be able to endure than all the gear and all the bullshit prepping channels tell you to get. A lot of the Allies mistakenly expected WW2 to be over by Christmas, but instead they were fighting on Christmas Day in 1944. With the blizzards, the fog, the Allies were unable to even use their air support. And it wasn't easy to fight with the equipment on the ground either, because of the frigid temperatures. And the soldiers during WW2, just like the soldiers now that are preppers and homesteaders and off-gridders and people that just want the government to leave us alone and let us live life, have an uphill battle, just like they did in WW2 during the Battle of the Bulge. The big thing is the rifles jammed, the vehicles froze, tanks became immobilized where they couldn't even move because of the ice. Even their boots were a problem. The actual leather of boots, and most people don't realize this unless you're in the military, is they actually absorb snowmelt, and it led to trench foot, which in return led to amputations. So being a chameleon, being able to adapt, was probably the biggest key factor. The soldiers would repair the gear, scavenge, and barter for German parts and German gear. And often they had to improvise anything they could to use for insulation to stay warm. Then the other big thing was getting food and medical supplies into them through that terrain and through the weather. And it was really difficult for them. Fat and tight below. You're funny. Whoa. You're funny. Maybe because I've went from a 40 waist to a 33 waist in less than 6 months. Maybe that's why you think that. Always somebody smart. I'll tell you this, though, that when the supply lines of the American people and the American troops got cut off, the troops actually survived on sea rations. Even then, they still needed to ration supplies because the rations often were frozen solid and they had to be thawed out over open flames. And when those supplies ran out, some of the soldiers actually boiled pine needles so they could get vitamin C. Or they looked for horses that had been frozen and they ate those horses. So they had to really learn to improvise and overcome. And not only that, during the Battle of the Bulge, during WW2, it's kind of the prepper mentality, is that no matter what comes at us, so we have to improvise and overcome the obstacles, and sometimes we may not have the gear. One thing that they really noticed during the Battle of the Bulge, and which comes down to prepping, is that their guns would freeze. The bolt would freeze on their machine guns, and the way they made it work is they actually urinated on them before they fired them. When they were faced with life or death, you have to think of your feet and use what you have. Even if it makes you squeamish, even if it makes you a little unnervy or sick. I think the thing is that when it comes to prepping, when it really comes to prepping, we really have to learn to be not always on the offensive, but be on the defensive. I think one of the winning strategies that they had to prevent the Nazis from basically coming in and taking them was they had to rely on their resources and their fuel reserves. The History Channel has a great documentary about this. The biggest thing is that the battle plans were around capturing American fuel deposits during their very beginning. But the Allied forces, they evacuated on or burned millions of gallons of gas to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. By Christmas, there was a lot of German tank units that were running on fumes. They absolutely had no gas, with no way to continue across the Missouri River. And the counterattack really soon crumbled. It did soon crumble, and they were facing a dire situation during 1944 between December and January. I think that on prepping channels, sometimes we get things really screwed up, and we get talking about things that really don't help us to prepare. I think one of the best things that we've talked about on this channel is smart thinking. Just like during the Battle of the Bulge, the Germans aimed to create chaos and frustration and lack of supplies and take the supplies. And one way they did this was by sending English-speaking German soldiers dressed in American uniforms behind U.S. lines. And when the U.S. troops actually figured out what was happening, they started to ask German American trivia questions to prove their citizenship. General Lamar Bradley, and I want to read this quote for quote, he recalled 3 times he was ordered to prove his identity. The first time was by identifying Springfield as the capital of Illinois. The second was by locating the guard between the center and the tackle of a line of scrimmage. And the third time was naming the then current spouse of a blonde named Betty Gable. I think the biggest thing that we can learn from this is the survival tactics that we can use today. And reflecting back to the Battle of the Bulge, how can it help us prepare for extreme situations? And I want to talk about those. Because harsh conditions happen during the winter for many of us around the United States. And the freezing temperatures at the Battle of the Bulge show how fast exposure can kill someone. And one of the biggest things that we can do is invest in insulated clothing, portable heating options, thermal blankets, and when heading outdoors, always to pack for extreme temperatures. And it's really important to keep like a thermal blanket in your car. And not only that, just in case you get stranded, to have a snack pack, food, water, maybe extra socks, extra gloves, a scarf, a hat, which are really easy to put somewhere in your vehicle. And then taking that gear for emergencies, it saved a lot of people during WW2. Keeping tape, duct tape, versatile multi-tools, waterproof bags in your kit, those are going to be life-saving when all the other standard gear just falls apart. And I think one of the biggest things that we can learn from the Battle of the Bulge is that learning to have and how to stay warm. Having additional heat sources inside your home or inside your vehicle, because a lot of soldiers during the Battle of the Bulge during WW2 died or lost limbs due to the extreme weather conditions. And I think that that was one of the biggest things, and it can happen today, right here in the United States, is that it could really disable Americans today. A power outage, we've seen that happen in Texas, where a power outage really set that part of Texas a real mess. So I think that there's a lot of things that we can do. I think a lot of prepping channels get more involved in the news. And I do report news, but I think a lot of them report news so much that they forget why we're preppers in the first place. I mean, it's really an insurance policy. It's really a way to make sure that you and your family aren't relying on the government to come in and rescue you, because it's not going to happen. The government is not going to come in and rescue a million people. We see what's happened from Katrina to what's happened in North Carolina, what's happened in Texas, and the situations keep rising. So, I mean, I think the most important thing is that we prepare so that we're not stuck in the midst of the bullshit when there's a major weather or man-made catastrophe or an FF event. I think that most people don't take prepping as a serious way of life. They like to come to the channels because they think we're all conspiracy nuts. And I like conspiracies because a lot of the conspiracies definitely become true. But this last year on the channel, I really changed the way I look at things. Because I think that without prepping and without preparing, without having an extra food supply or whatever it may be, I think that many times the people, Americans, foreigners, it doesn't matter where you're from, we rely too much on the government. We think the government's going to come in and rescue the day and solve all the problems. And honestly, we should know by now that that's not the truth. If you're here in the chat, I would love it if you said hi. I see not many people are talking. Not a lot of my regulars are here this morning because I had to change my time again thanks to my employment. But I think it's really important to take some of these examples from the Battle of the Bulge during World War II and learn to improvise. You know, I think one of the biggest things is to learn to do smart thinking and then take all the things from our past, from history, and to apply them to our preparedness journey. You know, having stocking up on emergency food is important, but soldiers during WW2 they did survive on sea rations, and today's emergency food is a lot tastier. It has, you know, essential vitamins and minerals, and you can stock up on it. You can buy a barrel at My Patriot Supply. There is a link on my channel for that. But I think outsmarting the enemy, and you can look at the enemy in a lot of directions right now here in 2024 in the United States. You know, the U.S. troops during WW2 actually turned to misinformation and they turned it into a weapon, asking trivia questions to root out imposters. And in today's age of misinformation, critical thinking, reliable sources are probably our best defense, and asking the right questions to actually get to find the truth. One thing I want to say about the emergency stockpile, as many of you know on the channel, I work at a treatment center for people that are out on parole and probation. It's community corrections to get them to come back in to the community without being a repeat offender. So I just noticed this. I've been there for a while. I just noticed last Saturday morning, no, excuse me, it was Sunday, but we feed them a decent breakfast. 6 days a week, they get oatmeal or cereal. That's it. So one day a week, they get pancakes, sausage, or eggs. And I noticed in Augustin Farms cans sitting there of freeze-dried eggs. Now, I'm not beating down Augustin Farms. I'm just telling you, I ate the eggs, and I never had Augustin Farms eggs. The freeze-dried, you know, the ones that last for 20 years. Honestly, they weren't the best tasting shit. They were not the best tasting freeze-dried food I've ever ate. My favorite is brown bag MREs. And there is, in the playlist, there's some demos of me cooking them and eating them. But Augustin Farms, I don't know what you did to the eggs or why they tasted that way, but I had to add a lot of salt and pepper just to get a flavor out of them. And then they were they just were not tasty at all. I think when it comes to like MREs, you really have to like sample some. You know, if you can go to a show that's a survival show or something like that where you can buy one pack of different MREs, I would really suggest that, because MREs, some of them I tasted are like over the top with salt. And when you're in a bad situation, you don't want to intake too much salt because you're going to have health issues from that, especially in a real SHTF. But the brown bag MREs that have the heater inside are pretty tasty. Happy Thanksgiving, Copycat. Copycat, do you notice something different? I'm not going to say. Aha. Do you notice, Copycat? And I'm trying to get used to talking again because it's really different, Copycat. Like, I can't say L's very well or T's. T's are a big problem, Copycat, and I don't like the way I sound. Copycat, I had quite the dentist appointment yesterday. One down here I had a filling, one up here I had a filling, so my mouth was crooked. They throw my partial in, and it was the funniest shit ever. But, I mean, I feel great. I have another dentist appointment next week and then another one the following week. So, health-wise, I'm feeling really good. I mean, and you've seen the video, the live stream. Unbelievable how much weight I've actually lost without even thinking about weight. Now I have a new system, Copycat. It's pretty cool. In addition to working out 3 days a week, I have a simulator. simulators, which are pretty cool. So I have a 3 pack of these simulators, and this is to help tone away the fat that I have remaining from losing all the weight. So I really never started this journey to lose weight. I started it to get healthy. I also have a doctor's appointment copycat, so they're putting me on a prescribed patch for the nicotine. So I'm hoping that that will be another thing of the past for 2025. I'm not making New Year's resolutions, I'm doing them. And I think that's a huge thing. And then copycat, I also got my ticket. I leave in February for 2 weeks. I'm headed to the Philippines again. And me and Tin are really excited about that. But it's going to be a little bit of a different trip. I have a surprise for her, but I can't say it on YouTube. Then it wouldn't be a surprise. She'll know. But we're going to have some fun in the Philippines, mostly swimming, doing some projects around the house and gardening. So, and have some live streams from there in the Philippines. So I'm super excited to be headed back, which I consider home now. A house is just a house, but a home is where love is and companionship. And so like I'm really excited about that. I'll be there for 2 weeks. And this is a busy week for everybody. I hope that no one's spending Thanksgiving alone. I hope that everybody has someone to spend Thanksgiving with. I do want to give a review of the great movie I seen last night. After 20 years, me and my mother, I actually took her to a movie last night and we really enjoyed it. We went and seen Gladiator 2. And if you have not seen it, it's a great watch. It's in most of the theaters right now up until after Thanksgiving. So definitely if you get a chance to go see Gladiator 2, I would recommend it. But the thing is it's a little bloody, but very action-packed. And it was really interesting to me back in the Roman days, the resilience of not only the men, but the women. There was some hell of warriors that were women during the Roman days that really fought their ass off. So it was really an interesting movie. We were glued to it, and I really, truly enjoyed it. I look like a movie star. No, I just look like how I did before I started having the teeth issues, you know. Now I just got to get over this thing in the top of my mouth, which is interesting. And my live streams are going to probably have to switch back to afternoons or evenings because once again, I have a new schedule change. I'm going to start teaching a peer group, and I believe that's going to be happening real soon here in December. I think is my first peer group, and it's really going to be an interesting journey for me with my new career. They're asking me to promote, but I'm not ready. Yeah, honestly, copycat, I love the United States, but there's a lot of things I love about the Philippines. But the thing is, Tin really wants to experience the United States. And so we're back to our original thing that we talked about a year ago, 6 months in the Philippines and 6 months here. When we get the paperwork all completed, which we're waiting for my paperwork to come back. Once it comes back, then she has to go to Manila. She has to get a medical exam, and she has to get like an interview. Once those two things are done, then she'll be approved to come here. So once she comes here, we're planning on staying here I don't know if we're going to be staying here in this house because I'm looking at houses to buy right now. So I'm trying to find 1 or 2 houses to buy, one for us and one for a rental for passive income, which I think is another great prepping step. I've been missing copycat. I've really been missing my cats, and I got a mouse. You want to hear? You want to hear a great story, copycat? I don't know who else is here. Everybody else is being quiet, so it's just me and you, copycat. So me and Tin are on the phone talking, and I'm getting ready to go to the movies, and I know that I've had a mouse because I've found, the mouse do, and I've also found a couple packages of food that the mice had got into. And it's getting cold, so it's just like in the forest, except I had a lot of cats. So I hear this thump, thump, thump sound, and I'm like, what the hell is it? And I knew it had to be a mouse, but I did not know where the mouse was. So I hear that thump, thump again. So I go back there in the laundry area, which is my office area, and I'm like, where is the sound coming from? So I have a big vase sitting on the floor, and you hear thump, 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 and I look down, and the mouse had tried to get the mouse poisoning, fell off the bookcase into the vase, and was jumping up and down trying to get out. And needless to say, the mouse didn't survive. So the mouse was stuck in the vase. I was dying laughing. I showed 10. And then I put a cover over the top of it and I gave him a roller coaster ride. I don't know if that was nice, but tomorrow you'll probably see me at the gym. I'll probably do a live stream from the gym. Um, and then I don't know with the new schedule. I don't know what's happening. Like this week's crazy. I hope everybody has a fabulous Thanksgiving. And I did a little decorating for Christmas. Not much, but you got to do a little something. So I have my grandmother's tree out, and I have my animated figures out, and of course I have. I like cats. This better cat out. Yeah. Other feelings that. Yeah. When they bring it in, I'm playing in the time with that big plant in my face. Want to hit that thing because it's on the end of a spring. Just a plan, but I can't quit staring. I want to get with ya, for a claw and hit ya. This alley cat's trying to warn me. I can't think you got me. I'm definitely ready for Christmas. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for Christmas. I'm going to have a nice, simple little Christmas with a nice, simple meal. Um, but I do get it. I am going to watch the Nutcracker, which my great niece will be performing in, so that ought to be interesting. I'm going to get off here, folks. I hope that everybody has a great day. I think the most important thing when it comes to prepping, when it really comes down to prepping, is that we have to do the legwork. We can't sit back and think somebody's going to come in and rescue us because it's not going to happen. And also, I think getting healthy is probably the biggest prep that we all need to do. If we don't take the time to care about ourselves, how is buying gear and different things like that? I hope, Copycat, that you're getting out and you're walking again. I think that health is one of the biggest things that we need to do as preppers. I really do. I think that so many prepping channels, they just don't talk about the health factor. What's up, nobody? What's up? What's up, John? And I think that that's one of the biggest things that in the prepping community on YouTube, we don't talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about the news and the conspiracies, but we don't want to talk about what it takes to get through. And I think when a SHTF it happens, which I've had my own this last couple of years, is that without being healthy, it even takes more. It's worse on you. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. And I think getting healthy is huge. And John, don't say shit about my freaking lisp. I got my partial, dude. I got it. But getting used to this damn thing in my mouth is something. I cannot say L's, L, or T. I'm not even going there. It'll probably take me a while. But I can eat like a mug. I can eat anything now. So I think it's just getting used to this weird shit in the roof of my mouth. The dentist said it would be like learning to talk over again, but I don't think it's that extreme. I think it's just the way you pronunciate things when you have a partial. It's different. It's very different, but I feel a lot better. I think that, I've been taking my gut health really serious. I've been taking my mouth health really serious. I was always putting other people in front of me the last 15 years of my life. Always, okay, I'll do that for you. I'll do this for you. It's not like that anymore. I want to do for me. And I think that each one of us have to put that in perspective. Shit. It's rough, dude. And they look great. I can't believe they redid the front too. I can't even believe they were able to do that. I I I feel really good about it, but the way getting used to this weird shit in my mouth is going to take a while. That's what I got to say. But I think I've really taken my health really serious here in 2024. And I want to continue that journey because I think that's one of the biggest prepping things that we can do for ourselves. It doesn't cost money. It doesn't cost anything but your time. And I think that time is running out for the American people. I think with all the things that are escalating, I truly believe time's running out. I really believe that we will have the great fall of this country, just like Rome, just like the Ming Dynasty. We will see it fall. And I think, honestly, I think it will be in our lifetime. And I think that when this country falls, it is going to be so different for the United States, so different for to be an American. I mean, it's already happening where people are becoming very violent toward Americans traveling. They're becoming violent and hateful toward us just because we're an American. And before we were very, very respected in the world. People wanted us to come to their country. But I think that with all the things that are happening and this shift of power, what's up, Light Seeker? Thank you for being a member again, Light Seeker. I think going in the shift of power from the west to the east, right, is going to be a huge, huge, drastic change for Americans. Oh, nobody. We'll be lifting you up, man. Light Seeker, don't start on my lisp. Don't go there. Oh no, man. John will be sending prayers for you. If you needed anything, reach out. Light Seeker, I can't say my L's and my T's, and it's getting on my nerves. And maybe if I would just shut up about it and not say nothing about it, people wouldn't notice. But, we're talking about health this morning. And if you missed the very beginning, Light Seeker, you might want to go back. I was talking about the Battle of the Bulge during WW2 and how it affects and how it could affect us as Americans in an extreme cold winter, right? Thank you. Thank you. It's just getting used to this bullshit. I'm in the roof of my mouth, Light Seeker. But I feel great. And, I don't know if you were there or if you've seen the video of I had to share it. And I went from a 40-inch waist to a 33. And I don't, that wasn't even my intentions. My intentions are to get healthy. And I'm talking healthy in every aspect. I have a doctor's appointment in, I think, 2 weeks. I have another dental appointment for the next 2 weeks. I've been going to the dentist every week. And I think that I'm grasping the opportunity while we have it to get healthy as possible. Um, yeah, no, but you can get away with everything. Just, when they say something, you just say, hey, I have slight, moderate dementia and I can do anything. Thank you. And wow, Light Seeker, you lost 50 pounds. I haven't even weighed myself. I have no idea because it wasn't about weight for me and it's still not about weight. I've really changed the way I eat every day, literally. Um, I eat a salad every single day, mostly kale. I really have fallen in love with the taste of kale and cabbage. So I've changed my eating habits drastically. Like, it's a huge treat if I have a candy or if I have a soda, it's a huge treat. And I've been staying away from fast food. Now, I do eat at the gas stations, one particular gas station, and Light Seeker, I'm not trying to talk different. Stop it. But so there's one particular gas station I eat at, and You know, you got options: fried chicken, fried this, fried that, or baked. So I have baked chicken. And my younger brothers told me it's up to us to make the right food decisions, and it really is. Instead of buying cookies and candy, I buy yogurt, right? And Light Seeker, I'm getting ready to go back to the Philippines. I'm so excited. I leave in February for 2 weeks, and then I'm hoping by the time I get back, they'll have the next step of our paperwork done. I'm hoping that she gets here by this summer. I'm really excited for her to be here. She is just freaking fantastic, off the chart in so many ways. I think because we're both comedians and we like to laugh and we like to have a good time, that it's a really good combination. It's a good combination. But don't stop talking about what's the real deal. What do you mean by that? What does that mean? The relationship? You pray that the relationship's the real deal? You know, people have said things to me because she's Filipina. But look at what happened to me in an 11 and a half year relationship. Look at how I got stomped. And I thought that was real. You know, you really don't know someone ever. And oh, I feel the love. And it's not I'll say this, Light Seeker, to you right here in front of the whole YouTube world. Skipping 10, the lady that I've fallen in love with, has never asked me for a damn dime. Yeah, I hope it is too. I hope it is. Uh, a lot of people said it was materialistic, and I think most relationships have a little materialistic in them. Not like, oh, I want a new car, but like people want someone that can do good with them. And I think that too many times over my last relationship and my previous marriage, which lasted 15 years, I'm not sad to say that. It lasted 15 years. I mean, a lot of people don't last a year. You know what I mean? So, uh, I want to keep growing and learning, and I think that's like really important. No matter where you're at, be it if it's prepping, be it if it's in your budget, be it if it's in health. That's what preparedness is really about: is learning, adapting, and overcoming, and never backing down from the obstacle. Like learning to be a chameleon, learning to take things in stride and go with the flow and stay positive even when shit feels like it's beating you up. You know what I mean? And thank you, Light Seeker. Thank you. I hope and pray that it is my last relationship. She may not be my first, but I hope she's my last. And the way I look at it is we've taken almost, by the time I get there, it'll be almost 2 years that we've known each other. And we're taking our time to get to know each other. And we have our ups and downs just like anyone else. I think that that's one of the biggest problems with relationships is people rush in like a bull and learn a hard life lesson. And I don't want to learn that lesson over and over and over. I want to take my time, and I want this to be the last one. And if it's not, I don't want to over contribute to it and be devastated. I guess I can say it like that. I want to take my time to learn everything I possibly can. And I think that's vice versa too. And I think we're doing a damn good job of it. I think an LDR is probably one of the most trying relationships you can have. But it also shows you, like, one, can you trust the person? Two, how do you really feel about the person? Are the feelings really there, or is it sexual, or is it lust, or is it just because you're lonely? You know what I mean? So I think that takes a lot of endurance to be in an LDR, and only maybe see the person once or twice a year, physically, but be committed to it. And I'm definitely committed to it. Lurkers, hello, good morning. At least if you're going to lurk, smash the thumb up or smash it down, whichever you prefer. So I hope everybody has plans for Thanksgiving. We're going to be smoking and deep frying 6 turkeys. Wow, 32 years and it hasn't been a piece of cake. We have learned each other's buttons and not to push them, and how to support each other even in weakness. And that's so important, Lightseeker. I commend you. Congratulations. That's like freaking awesome. 32 years. And, my mom was with G for 39 years. And every day she misses him so much. It's hard to watch my mom. Of course, she's better. But I think when you're in that long of a relationship, I think the grieving never ends when you lose them. I don't think that, how can you lose your best friend, your companion, your husband, or your wife after that many years and everything be normal? It's not. I have to say this for my mom. She's a very strong lady. And last night we really enjoyed going to the Gladiator 2. Great movie. Great movie. What's on the table for Thanksgiving? So I have long plans for Thanksgiving Day, honestly. One, I'm working. We got to pick our shifts, so I'm going to be there during the meal. And we have a whole bunch of us that we're smoking and deep frying 6 turkeys. We have a stack of pies. I think we have 15 or 16 pies. We're making a hash brown casserole, green bean casserole, and some of the side fixings. This is for our clients there at the facility. We'll be having about, I think there's going to be in-house that day roughly 130, 140 people. So that's a huge, huge Thanksgiving. Then I get off at 2 o'clock. Then I'm headed to Mom's. And me and Mom are having a ham and the fixings. Then, hold on. Then I have Thanksgiving the next day. My younger brother, my nephew, his wife, and some other family members, I'm not sure how many are coming yet, we have a German tradition, which is homemade potato soup that my mother will be making, and my brother is making shrimp gumbo. And that's just like something we've done for 30 years. The potato soup we've done my whole life since I was a little kid. My mom makes a great potato German soup. But my Galen started it. My mom's husband started it 39 years ago. And don't forget, no, as long as you keep working out, I can't eat the way I used to. And I don't eat the way I used to. I take smaller portions, better choices. And even on Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving to me is not about the food, it's about the family. And I'm like super excited to see my little brother, my nephew, and my sister-in-law, and just everybody that's going to be able to come by that day. And I'm also really excited to be helping with the Thanksgiving dinner at our facility. These people, a lot of them haven't seen their families. I have one client, and when I first started there, he actually walked up to me and he was just crying. And it's really hard when you see guys, just tears just streaming down their cheeks. And I said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I thought this would be a happy day." He said, "I'm so happy I can't take it." He hadn't seen his wife for 3 years. When he was incarcerated, he had some other problems. So he went almost 3 years without seeing his wife. And he said, "Kim, I actually got to hug my wife." And it was like, we take people for granted until they're gone. We take people for granted and we forget what started all of it in the first place. And that's why I try not to go to bed angry at nobody or have harsh words toward nobody. I just want to live life simple and happy. And sometimes that's hard to do. Right now, my life is very simple and very happy. Me, Trooper, and the mice that are running around the house, looking for a new property to buy this coming year, um, and working on my VA. You know, I'm and spending I spend a lot of time with Tien over WhatsApp. Just like live streaming, except it's private between me and her. And I'm really looking forward to my trip back in February. It's going to be different because it's not going to be touristy. We're pretty much staying at the house all the 2 weeks I'm there. I'll be live streaming, of course, in the mornings because I wake up because time's so different. But she said, I cook different things for you. And I said, no. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, because it's fully paid. I've accumulated 2 weeks of paid time off, plus I have sick pay, plus I have bereavement pay. I have a really good benefit package there. Yeah, the typhoon hit there at the house, but before when the warning came in and they were saying it could be a signal 4 or 5, I told her to evacuate. And that's one thing I really love about Tint also is we were talking about typhoons, and I really don't know how you prepare for a typhoon. Life jacket and a rowboat, I guess, but that could even be dangerous. I watched them. Many people did that and got themselves in dangerous, dangerous situations. So um, I told her to evacuate, but the cool thing is probably 3, 4 months ago, we were talking, and she said, how do I prepare? And I said, make a bag. And that bag needs to have your high blood pressure medicine, clothes, vitamins, uh, important papers, things like that. The next morning when I woke up, she said, babe, look. And I said, what? And she had it. She goes, watch. And she showed me everything she put in the bag. So it's really nice to have a partner that actually doesn't take it as me telling them what to do, only a suggestion, and she follows through and she does it because she sees I have the best interest of her at heart. And that was really cool. So she made her a bug out bag. So she went to her papa's house, and which is more inland in the Lacey Island in the Ormic area where I was at, and they did fine, but they must have got like 6 inches of rain, like just torrential downpour, which was crazy. Um, there's a video on her channel, and if you've been watching some of the shorts on this channel, I one thing I did for the whole family is they've never celebrated Thanksgiving. That's not something they do there, right? So I sent money so that they could get Thanksgiving dinner for all the kids, the family members, and everything. And they turned it into a work day on our property. And I say ours because Tin says it's mine too. Uh, but so we started a work day over there, and they made this beautiful bench. They made 2 new steps, and that's one thing I can say about Tin is she has such a big heart. Is she knows I have a bad knee. It's not as bad now, but it's a really big drop from the main bedroom down to the outdoor kitchen. So she's like, I know that really hurt your knee. So she had her Dari, who is a brother-in-law. He came and built a step there during the day of Thanksgiving, and then the whole family prayed together, ate together, danced together. It was a fun day. I spent all day with them, even though I was virtual. It was really nice, and they built a big huge bench on the little bamboo hut, which is really nice. Caved our cousins hello, hello, hello. So they built that big bench, and that was nice too. Smash the thumbs, everyone. Let's see that thumb count go up. Tanya, hello. Wow. Wow, Tanya. I haven't been over there. I've been really putting myself into my career and working out. A lot of projects I'm doing. And I haven't really been on the YouTube world a lot. Like I used to try to make the rounds. I haven't been doing that as much as I used to. I have so many things on my plate right now. I've been going Tanya D to a dental appointment almost every week for over a month now, and I have 2 more left, 2 more, and then I'll restart again in March. I forgot where Sarah's at. Where's Sarah at, Tanya D? She's like, uh, not Jacksonville. Is it Jacksonville? I was just looking at that the other day. The pictures from the campground when I was at ᴘʚᴘᴘᴘ. Where is she, Tanya D? I don't know. But why in a tent? I mean, they got a house. Why are they living in a tent? Tanya D, are you still there, or did you just update us in Geo? I think she's still here. Where are you at, Lightseeker? You're more over by Orlando, aren't you? Oh, you're Tampa. That's right. That's right. I remember because of the hurricane. I want to make a trip down to Florida, Lightseeker. I would love to see you and meet you because my brother and his girlfriend are in Florida right now. I think they're in Sebring, though. I think they're in Sebring. And he's been asking me to come down. So I might fly down for a weekend. I want to go to ᴘʚᴘᴘᴘ, though, which is up by Fort White, which is like Gainesville. No, Lake City area. I don't know if you'd want to go kayaking, but we could kayak the ᴘʚᴘᴘ if you want to meet me at ᴘʚᴘᴘ. We can talk about it. You could shoot me an email. I'm serious. Suman Mato, hello. How are you? Glad to have you here. We're just having morning coffee, talking. I did a little bit of a prepping show earlier, a prepping program at the beginning of this about just kind of prepping up and doing more health issues than everything else. That would be fun. Kayaking the ᴘʚᴘᴘ. Oh, Tanya is here. I can't remember how to spell it, so I'm looking for the address. Her house flooded and code says they can't move back in until it's fully renovated. Are you shit? Newport Richie. Lightseeker, that's not that far from you. Really, Lightseeker? You want to go kayaking with me? That'd be awesome. Well, it probably wouldn't just be us. It'd probably be me, you, my brother, and his girlfriend. And I don't know if you have a partner or a husband or a wife or what, but I love the ᴘʚᴘᴘ. And if I could make it down there in March or April, it would just be a long weekend. We'd be camping down there, and then also, do the dinner thing. We could all go out to dinner and stuff. That'd be fun. I'd love to meet you, Lightseeker. Newport Richie. Well, y'all, it's about that time of the morning. I need a refill of coffee. I need to go eat some oatmeal. Oh, I got a mouse. I hear him. So this is 2 or 3 mice now that I've gotten. I think the problem is in the door. And let's see, I hear him. Oh, hell no. Oh, you little SOB. Oh, you little... this little SOB. Oh, he's brave. What in the... No, he's not. Y'all, he's trying to get into my cooking oil. Look at that. He's trying to get into my cooking oil. Wow, you little SOB. I see you, but... You little sucker. Y'all want to go on a mouse hunt? So I caught one, and I got traps set. He's really hungry because I picked up the dog food. He can't eat the dog food any longer. But he's about to get really hungry with some tomcat. So I got to tell you all that missed it. Hold on, let's check under the sink. Okay, none there so far. Check under this one. None there so far. Don't tell me that it's the same damn mouse. So I got to tell you what happened. I'm still not fully unpacked from the garage because I don't want to bring all that shit in, right? So I have this back here, and I like it. It's my office. The dryer's back here at my desk and stuff. but I couldn't find my mouse traps. So listen to this shit. So the mouse poison is sitting here in this bucket up here. So I hear this thump, 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 thump sound, right? I know. That's why I'm not putting the mouse, I'm putting the mouse poisoning outside. I got glue traps in here, Light Seeker, or whoever just told me that. So I'm hearing this thump, thump, thump. Well, the mouse fell off of here, fell into here, and was jumping up and down in there to get out. So needless to say, I caught one mouse because he fell in there, which was hilarious. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to find fish right now. Why don't somebody go to a pet store in Florida and send me some koi? I need koi fish. I got my aquarium set up. I got the bar set up. The bar is, well, anyway, the bar is full. Not that I drink a lot, but the bar is full. These are going to the garage. I got glue ones. I got glue ones. I'll show you. I got the glue. I accidentally hit the wrong one. Sorry. Take it easy. Just because I moved here to Colorado doesn't mean that I've quit prepping or anything like that. Like, I think prepping is just a way of life. Like, we got to continue to prep. I lost audio because I pushed the button. Can y'all give me a break? Anyway, it's a nice day here in Colorado. I'm going to take Trooper out, which, if y'all hold on, we'll just go out in the front yard a minute. Hold on. Come on, Troop. Let's go, Trooper. You ready? Come on. I really like it here because a few reasons. One thing that I really like about here is that I have a completely fenced in yard. And so it's much easier for Trooper to come in and out of this house than it was at the cabin. I think at the cabin I was so concerned all the time that he'd go out there and there'd be some kind of wild animal that would get him, and that's huge. So I really do like having him here. I really shouldn't be showing that on my live stream either. People are weird. Here, we're gonna go bizarre for the last. We're dancing outside. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take it into the weird mode. All right. So this is the end of the live stream. I hope that I like this filter. What is the temperature here right now? Honestly, probably Colorado's crazy weather. Like, it fluctuates so much. I think right now it's probably in the 30s, 40s. It's supposed to snow today, but when it snows, it seems like it's warmer. I can't wait till this spring to take y'all with me on some wonderful adventures up in the mountains. This is a really busy street, but it's a nice neighborhood. It's clean. I have a church over here. I have a church over there. I have another church over here. I'm surrounded by churches. So I guess I got, I like it. I like it here. It's a lot different. The yard's a lot different. Instead of having the forest, I have a lot of sandbirds and thistles and things like that. But I really do like it here. The neighbors are kind of close, but it's a cool little house. And I'm looking for another one to buy. No light seeker. No, I haven't. I went 4 or 5 days, and then I picked it back up, and I have a doctor's appointment for my smoking, and they're putting me on a patch. So no staff or team meeting this morning. I hope to God not. If we have a staff meeting, I'm late. I have another solar light out here on this old garage. This garage is in pretty bad shape, but it's mostly filled with stuff. It's filled with stuff. I don't know. I like Colorado, and I'm enjoying my new place. It's different. And I think that I feel really healthy. I've walked more, ran more, jogged more, hiked more, worked out more, went swimming more than I have in years. And that's one thing too that I really love about Tien, is that she loves the water. And I've never in my life been with somebody that likes the water. Come on, Trooper. Let's go get you a treat. You hungry? Come on. I've never been with nobody that loves the water like I do. So that's another cool thing about our relationship, is she really loves the water. Come on, Trooper. Look at this beautiful door, I will say that. I love this door. Is that door gorgeous or what? It's really it's a beautiful little house. I mean, it's comfortable for me and Trooper. And it's me. It's me, you know? Some days it's really clean and some days it's not. If it doesn't get cleaned, it's on me. And the biggest thing is I do my laundry, I fold it, I wash it, I put it away. The other big pet peeve of mine over the years is that dishes. Oh my God, I hate to have dishes in the sink. This is what I've been doing craft-wise, which these are pretty cool if y'all want to see them, just since we're hanging out talking. So these are coasters that I've been making. And so I just made this one the other day. And I just sold a lady a set of this pink one. And so I made some extra ones as samples for people. So I'm still doing crafts and hobbies and things like that, which I always will, because that's just who I am. But I really think these turned out really cool. What I'm going to do, Lightseeker and Tanya, is I'm going to take these blue ones, because to me they look like water. They look like oceany, right? So what I want to do is I want to put some sand inside of it, which will be really cool. So I'm going to have sand along the edges with those little tiny, tiny seashells all the way around it. And they're pretty good size. I mean, I based them off of a regular coaster, so they're bigger than a regular coaster. But I don't know, people are buying them, so I'm going to keep making them. Excuse me. These are just my two that I'm keeping as samples to have. And I enjoyed hanging out with everybody this morning. I hope that everybody has a great day, and just keep smiling, keep being you, and don't get wrapped up in all the negativity. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, is I think so many times we get wrapped up as preppers and homesteaders in the negative drama. And there's so much wonderful things going on in the world. We don't always have to look at the doom and gloomy and say we're a prepper. You know what I mean? We can look at the good, positive things and still be a prepper. It doesn't always have to be negative. And prepping really shouldn't stress people out. It should relieve us that we have common sense and a good head on our shoulders, and that we're like chameleons and that we can push through. And I think that's like really, really important. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'll probably I'm going to see if I can film. I know I cannot film our clients, but I'm wondering if I can film the Thanksgiving dinner that we're cooking, because it's going to be huge, huge, huge. And I'll probably I have a new Christmas video coming out. I have like 3 Christmas videos I've done They're almost finished for celebrating, our God, Jesus, the Son of God, his birthday. And I know some people believe in it, some people don't, but to each their own. What I say is believe in something higher than you. I leave in February. In February, I'm leaving. In February. And then we're hoping that by the time I get back, it should be somewhere between February and April. The paperwork should come back for the approval. And then once that happens, then she just has to go get her medical exam. And we've done all the other paperwork in the Philippines. She just has to get her medical exam and then go to the interview, and that's it. What I want to do, and I hope she doesn't watch the whole live. What I want to do is when she has the interview, I want to surprise her and meet her in Manila to celebrate that she gets to come to the USA. And I think it'd be really cool. She walks out of the embassy. She'll know I'm there when she's going to the embassy, but I want to surprise her with a trip there. And when we go to the interview and she comes out and says yes, because she'll find out on the spot that she gets to come, I want us both to hold up a U.S. and Philippine flag. I'll hold up the Philippines flag. She can hold up the USA flag and celebrate that night with a real nice dinner there in Manila. I'm looking forward to this trip because I do have a couple things planned, and I'm hoping that we get to go to a different island. We were going to go to Singapore, but we decided to stay home, which is good for us too because I don't get to be there all the time. So we're going to stay home at the property the majority of the time and just go out. I asked her on a date. I asked her if she'd go out on a date with me while I'm there. She's like, "You're silly." And I'm like, well, so we're going to go out on date night. And then we're really going to be just spending a lot of time that 2 weeks together and doing little projects that we have on our list. Things I want to get done there at the property, securing that back fence a little better. I'm going to be putting up some razor wire. I'm hoping on the front gate and the middle gate of the galleyway. Um, I hope to get that done and just some minor stuff that mostly gardening and stuff and planting some new plants. I want a Lashoni tree. Last time I was there, I was only there like 9 days. Well, 11. I think 11. I'm hoping that, not hoping, if something happens and we don't get the paperwork back in time, I refuse in 2025 not to be there with her for the holidays. I want to be there with her for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm going to save up all my vacation time. So if something does happen, God forbid, when you're in an LDR and the government's controlling if you can or can't see each other in that aspect where we can be together long term, I'm always thinking of plan B. So if something happens and God forbid we don't get to do what we want here in 2025, which is tie the knot, then I want to make sure that I'm able to go there for a whole month in 2025. So I'm saving all my vacation days. I also can convert some of I have two different types of sick time, and one of them I can convert over to vacation days. This company is phenomenal. I mean, they are really phenomenal. We had a company meeting. They gave us a gift card for Thanksgiving. Everybody said, wait till you see what they do for Christmas. We got brand new jackets for Christmas from the company. And then along with that, we're having a Christmas party. They've rented the country club out. So we're having a hobnob and country club party with dinner and dance and open bar and everything. We're doing that. Then we have a Christmas party at work, and they really, really freaking treat us really good because a lot of people quit. I'll just say the truth. A lot of people quit because sometimes it's very stressful. I'll tell you this, Light Seeker, just in one day alone, we had one of the women from the Women's Center get arrested. We had two guys fighting, physically fighting. We had another client standing up to staff that was pissed off that that situation had to be de-escalated. And then we had somebody that wanted to escape, but told us they were going to escape. And so we had to de-escalate that situation. And the whole night was like that. It was just crazy. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, you too, Tasha. It's crazy what can happen in 24 hours. The other day when I was at work, 15 minutes before I'm supposed to leave, one of my favorite clients, and I try not to play favorites, but they are one of my favorite clients because they're really working on their program, comes in, is holding their chest, crying, and it's an emergency medical situation. At the same time, we're doing head counts, and every 3 hours is one of the most important parts of our job is to account for every single person in the facility, and we have to physically see them. We're missing one person, and that one person just happens to be in the dorm that I'm working that day. And they're a very good client, very reliable, do what they're supposed to do. So then I had a heart sinker again, like, where are they? So it's a very interesting job. I do everything from UAs to mouse swabs to quick dips to ankle monitoring to head counts to bunk inspections to shakedowns to uh, monitoring people via GPS and other facilities too. And yes, it can be dangerous. We had an attack in our facility a week ago. And I do work under the DOC. So yes, it can be dangerous. I have a few clients that have committed very, very high profile crimes. And do I still stand on everybody gets a second chance? Yes, I do. Everyone deserves a second chance. Um, it's hard for me with SOs because I don't have a lot of tolerance for their stupidity. And I don't have a lot of tolerance for their crime that they committed as a SO. So that's probably one of my biggest things that I have to overcome is the SO situation because when you're dealing with somebody that's an SO, I don't know if they can be rehabilitated to say. I really don't know. And so that's like a really hard subject for me. And I'm really trying to educate myself, dig deeper, learn the triggers, learn to understand it a little bit more, what I can and can't do, and how I should react to an SO when they're in the facility. One thing is to become a little less emotionally involved in the person's plan, in their community plan, because we have to have cut and dry rules. And sometimes they will seek you out if you're new to get you to give them special treatment because they know that they can maneuver around and staff shop and maneuver your thoughts around because you're new. So, me being prior military, I didn't have it happen to me, but one of another employee had it happen to them a lot because they knew they could kind of shift them with a little mental game. I would think that most are a little mental. Yeah, I think that SOs definitely are. But I also, my mother gave me a couple really good books to read because that's what my mom dealt with is domestic violence, SOs, sex offenses, sexual predators, things like that. And that's what my mom did for years and years and years. So she gave me a couple good insight books to look at and read so that I understand the mentality a little bit more and understand how I could react to it. The last thing I want to do is provoke or instigate or stir the pot. My thing is I want to be able to de-escalate the situation. And working there, I think that's one of the biggest things that we have to deal with day in and day out. We're dealing with over 100 clients daily, plus all of our out residents and all of our outpatients that come in there for the facility to either take UAs, report in, whatever, or go to groups. So it's very interesting job, and I think God definitely put my feet exactly where I'm supposed to be, which is giving back. And I'm really excited about the peer group that I'm going to be the lead of a peer group, and I'm really excited about that. I don't know if it's going to start in December or January, but I think that that's going to be a really great way to give back to people that are fighting or have an addiction problem or grew up with a parent that was an alcoholic. And this peer group is really about my journey. They suggested it and they want me to head it, and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be traveling all over the state of Colorado. We actually have 6 centers, so we don't just have one center. So they're actually going to have me as a guest speaker in other peer groups around the state. So, like, I'm really excited about this career. I'm not sure how soon I'm going to step up to the next position. I'm kind of holding back right now. Um, I'm taking some classes and stuff, and so that's where I've been spending a lot of my time. And I'm looking forward to the new classes I'm taking, which will put me in some certifications and stuff. So that's a good thing too. I need to jump off here, folks. I need to eat breakfast. I need to do some errands, and basically keep on prepping. See if I can catch me another mouse because he's running around zippity doo dah. So I hope everybody has a great day. If you don't make it back before Thanksgiving, I hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving. And remember, to forgive often and love hard. And don't carry around the garbage. Keep on doing the dang thing every single day. Prepping is a way of life. It's not just I prep today and I don't tomorrow. So keep on going. Never give up. Do the dang thing. From here in Colorado to wherever you're at, y'all, God bless. Until I see you again, my friends. Love you all. Big prepper hugs. See ya. Bye, Light Seeker. Bye, Copycat. Thank you, all you new people. Tasha, all you new people that have came in to the live streams. Tanya D, take care of yourself. Everyone, big prepper hugs until I see you again. Bye. Thank you, Light Seeker.